All right. Okay, our agenda for today is Mary's going to go through all things United Access, kind of some highlights from this year and what's coming next year. She's going to talk a little about QAP and how important that is to United Access to be a part of that program. She's going to review some United Access programs and products. We hear every day, we didn't know you guys did that, or we didn't know you carried that product. So hopefully she's going to answer a lot of questions for you and talk about us in the community a little bit. And then Justin White from BraunAbility is going to talk about all things BraunAbility, their history, their commitment to the community, and then he's going to run through their product offerings and some really exciting things he's going to share coming up next year. So I am going to turn it over to Mary, and we'll get going.
Hi, thank you so much for joining us today. I am Mary Zatopek, and I am the General Manager of the Austin branch for United Access. I've been with this organization for 15 years in various roles, and I'm excited to be here today. So first I want to talk a little bit about NMETA and being a QAP dealer. So NMETA is the National Mobility Equipment Dealers Association, and the QAP program, which we're very proud to be a part of, essentially ensures that the products and services that we provide adhere to the highest standards in the industry for quality and safety, and that we're going to back up our information and services with the highest level of customer support. So some of the things that a QAP dealer is going to have is highly trained and certified technicians who receive ongoing training in all of the products and services that we provide. The vehicles and other equipment has all been tested for safety and reliability, so that's important for our customers. And another thing you'll find for a QAP dealer is that we offer 24/7 emergency support for customers, and that allows peace of mind in our products and our services. So, all of our stores are regularly audited to ensure that we are meeting the quality standards that this program requires. If you'd like more information about NMETA, the QAP program, or would like to see the safety reviewed vehicles or equipment, you can find all of that information on nmeta.com, and there's a link at the end. All right, so United Access, we have 43 locations spread throughout the country, and each one of our locations have service centers with certified technicians who install and maintain and repair the equipment that we provide, which I'll go through a high level of what that equipment is. We also have wheelchair accessible rentals that are available in all of our locations. We have indoor showrooms, so just allowed to see vehicles and equipment in a nice temperature controlled space, and because lots of our locations are in places where it gets really hot or really cold, so that's important. And we have an extensive inventory of vehicles. So because we are spread out throughout the country, if you see a vehicle that you like and it doesn't happen to be at your local United Access location, we are able to move inventory between our stores. So hundreds and hundreds of vehicles, new, used, and used new with new conversions available throughout the country. So, okay, so we had some exciting changes in 2025 for United Access, and we've got some good stuff coming in 2026 as well. A couple of the biggest changes we had is we welcomed in early 2025 a new president, and he comes to us, Terry Winston, and he comes to us with a long career in automotive service and operations. So He's bringing a great wealth of knowledge and experience to the organization. And under his leadership, we are excited to be offering some new services starting between now and throughout 2026 in many of our locations. This includes additional services so customers can have sort of a one-stop shop for their vehicle maintenance. So besides doing inspections and maintenance on all of the conversions, vehicle conversions and the equipment we sell, we'll also be able to offer things like oil changes, wipers, filters, flushes, all of those things that you currently have to go to a separate place to do for most of our locations. So we'll be adding some additional services, trying to make it as convenient for our customers as possible. So we've had some new products in 2025, but one of the biggest one that's kind of made a splash that we're just going to outline here is the Access Max conversion on the Ram ProMaster here. And the real nice thing about this one, it has this shift and step lift, and that the lift, full-size lift, it actually shifts to the left to open up the doorway. So this vehicle can accommodate both wheelchair users riding the lift up and into the vehicle, as well as ambulatory passengers who can now access that doorway because the lift is out of the way. And these vehicles are very customizable for customers as well. The interiors can, we can make them look pretty much how you want them. There's lots of options available. So that's an exciting new product that is available currently. United Access is really involved in each of our local communities, all 43 of them. And we like to support the organizations that support our customers. So we are heavily involved in things like walks and fundraisers, as well as hosting vendor days and educational events at our locations or going on site to provide in-services, especially for therapists. We regularly host at many of our locations in-services for OT students. So a lot of the schools have their students come to learn about the vehicle modifications and things that they may encounter during their careers. If you know of an event or an organization in a community where United Access has a location, we would definitely love for you to reach out and let us know. So if it's somebody that we're not working with currently and it's a good fit, we would love to get to know more of our community and be a little bit more involved. So we encourage that, and you can send that to info@unitedaccess.com and we'll get it to the right location. Okay, so when you come to United Access or a customer comes to United Access, we are going to start with a needs analysis. And this is the most important part because we really need to find out everything about the situation and the customer and how they're going to use the vehicle and what their lifestyle is like, what their goals are in using the vehicle. Do they want to drive, or do they need to transport a passenger or just transport a wheelchair? So we need to find out all about the person, the situation, and technical things like if they have a mobility device, what's the make and model, so that we can determine the best equipment fit or vehicle fit. And also budget is very important. So we need to find out, what the budget needs are, and if they'll need financing or if they're in a program that may provide some funding. So lots of questions and fact finding during this time, and getting to know the customers as well, because there is a wide range of vehicles and equipment available, but we want to narrow it down to find the very best products and services for that particular customer, because everyone is unique. Okay, I'm going to go through just a really high level product overview. So let's go ahead and start in the next slide. Okay, so what we're going to talk about first are vehicles that are available for someone who wants to drive but remain in their wheelchair. You'll see here pictures of the side entry Traverse as well as a minivan, and you can see on that center picture how the front seat is removed. So in these side entry vehicles, both seats are removable, and that allows a person in a wheelchair to either ride as a passenger in either position or drive from their wheelchair. We also have trucks available for users who ride from their wheelchair. So lots of different options to get into the vehicle and to be able to drive while seated in a wheelchair. And then we'll customize that based on each person's needs. So we install all types of driving equipment, hand controls, left foot accelerators, all types of steering orthotic devices, and also high-tech driving equipment at most of our locations. So whatever is needed to help a person either get into or drive a vehicle, we are able to provide at all of our United Access locations. In the center here, you'll also see a transfer seat base. And this is for someone who maybe rides their wheelchair into the vehicle, but is able to transfer. And so they can transfer on the inside of the vehicle into either the driver or the passenger seat. And those seats swivel. They move back and forth and up and down to get that person into the perfect position for both transferring and for driving. Also, you'll see in the truck on the one picture is a tourney seat, and that seat rotates towards the exterior of the vehicle and lowers, allowing someone to either transfer from a chair or just get in. And there's a lift in the rear of the truck, the tailgate or the bed of the truck that lifts up the wheelchair and swings it into the truck. So this allows someone to transfer from the chair into the seat. The lift picks up the chair, puts it in the back. The seat brings the person into the vehicle, and then it would have hand controls or whatever driving equipment is needed for that person. Next slide. Thank you. All right. So sometimes we don't have a driver from a chair, but we have someone that needs to be transported, but they still need to stay in their chair. And so there are several options for this, extra options than what I just went over, and that would be full-size vehicles with an occupied lift. And that is for someone seated in a wheelchair can ride it up and go into the vehicle and be secured as a passenger. Rear entry minivans are also a popular option for individuals who just need to be transported. Those are generally manual ramps, and there's a channel cut out of the center, allowing someone to ride in that center or rear position in the minivan. Transporting a wheelchair or a scooter can be done in various ways. We have several types of lifts. The one you'll see here in the truck is a hoist lift. So an attachment is done to the wheelchair, and then the lift picks up the wheelchair and puts it, in this case, into the bed of a truck. These are also available for the rear inside of some vehicles. This particular truck also has a power topper, which raises that cab there and lowers it electronically for some weather resistance for the mobility device. You'll also see here an option for an exterior lift or a hitch-mounted lift, and this would allow the mobility scooter or chair to be transported on the rear of a vehicle, which is great for saving all the seating on the inside of the vehicle. But also can, have some weather-related issues if the scooter or chair is not covered. So there's definitely benefits to all the different types of lifts available, and some of them work with certain vehicles or certain mobility devices. So it's really essential to find out if a vehicle you already have and a mobility device you already have are going to match a lift that you want. And any mobility specialist at a United Access location can help you find that. And definitely before purchasing a vehicle, find out what is compatible for your needs. And then we can help guide you through the process of finding either the right vehicle or the right lift. There's assist seating. This is great for just helping people get in and out of the vehicle that may be struggling for various reasons. And these, as I mentioned before, with the truck in the driver position, these can be put in several positions in the vehicle. And you can see here in the center, they rotate out towards the outside of the vehicle and lower, stopping at various points anywhere you want to either allow for a lateral transfer into or out of a chair, or just a little bit of help, getting up or down. And then the seat does the heavy lifting essentially. Right? It picks up the person and then rotates in with a pendant, handheld pendant. So it's really great for helping in a caregiver situation, kind of saving the backs of those people who've been maybe lifting and transferring their loved ones into a vehicle. And if someone's just having a little bit of trouble either getting in or getting turned into the vehicle, which is a common situation, this helps with that as well. Okay, so how are we going to pay for this is one of the most important and common questions that we get for these products. And there are various ways that a person can access these products. We have a variety of lending sources that we work with through our partners. And so we can get financing available on vehicles specifically, and sometimes on the products that we sell as well. There are some state and federal programs that do assist certain customers, qualifying customers, with these products. These may include the VA if they are in a certain program with the VA. Each state has a vocational rehabilitation program that helps assist people with either getting back to work or staying at work. And there's some other state funding. Every state has different programs, but some of our states, for example, have a Medicaid waiver program that helps fund some of these adaptive aids. And many of our locations are set up as providers for those programs. So, and then there's also grant options like Bridge to Mobility that help in certain circumstances. Bridge to Mobility, for example, helps just fund a gap if there's a small gap between funding already available and what the cost of the vehicle and the equipment is. Can apply for that grant. So lots of different potential options, and a lot of them are very localized too. So if you are near a local United Access, I would definitely connect with the teams there because they're going to know resources both nationally, state, but also local resources for funding and financing. All right, we have a few programs that you may or may not know about at United Access. One of them is our Take the Easy Way Home program, and this is really for people who either are ready to be discharged from a inpatient facility, or maybe they need to go to an inpatient facility. They need a way to get there or get home from there, but maybe they don't need a permanent wheelchair accessible vehicle. We provide 40% off of our rental fee for up to 3 days for individuals in this situation. So we love that program, excited. And if you know anybody who may need it, please share. We also have a Try Before You Buy program, another program involving our rentals. And this allows people to rent a wheelchair accessible vehicle, take it out for the weekend, take it on a small trip, just see how it works for their life and their family. And up to $500 of any rental fees can be applied towards the purchase of a vehicle if they decide to purchase a vehicle. Also, keep an eye out for promotions and events that we will have. We had an accessible auto show recently here in the fall, which is really popular, and we had amazing discounts on not just vehicles, but equipment and extended service contracts and all kinds of good stuff. And we also have service promotions that happen every once in a while. So if you're not signed up for our email list, I definitely recommend doing so, and you will be alerted to all of the awesome promotions and events that we have coming up. Thank you.
Right. Well, welcome and thank you to United Access and Monique for inviting BraunAbility and giving us the opportunity to share a little bit about our company and what we do. I just wanted to share a quick reminder. Keep those questions coming in the chat. I've seen a lot of good ones already. And if you missed us at the beginning, Jeremiah is going to be responding to those individually as they come in. So my name is Justin White. I'm the Director of Sales at BraunAbility. I've been with BraunAbility for over 21 years and excited about the opportunity to speak with you today. I'd like to start by giving you a brief overview of BraunAbility, who we are, our history, our products, services we provide. So let's get into a little bit of a background. So BraunAbility is the global leader in automotive mobility industry, providing transportation solutions for people with physical disabilities and their caretakers so they can live life on their own terms. I love this picture. It was taken a few years ago at our 50th anniversary party at our manufacturing headquarters in Winamac, Indiana. Our mission's simple. We're devoted to making life a moving experience for all. And our long-term vision is to shape the future of global mobility transportation solutions, changing the lives of people living with mobility challenges and those that care for them. So now let's talk a little bit about our founder, Ralph Braun. Ralph's story really defines who we are as a company. In 1947, when he was a boy, doctors told him that he had muscular dystrophy, and that would soon take away his independence, a future that he refused to accept. Instead of giving up, Ralph went on to invent the first battery-powered scooter, and you'll see in that top left photo, and he later designed the first wheelchair lift, which he installed in an old postal truck, which you'll see down in the bottom left. In 1972, he founded the Braun Corporation, starting out by building and selling his lifts for full-size vehicles before the minivan was existed. Now, Ralph passed away in 2013, but the company has continued to grow and his influence is still felt every day. I had the privilege of knowing Ralph personally, and I'm confident he's still watching over this company. We use his vision and his standard of independence as a guide to design and refine all of our products. This is also a great opportunity to mention Ralph's autobiography, Rise Above. It was released before he passed away. Monique has included a link at the end of the presentation where you can take a look at it on Amazon. So next up, BraunAbility is the global leader in mobility transportation. To say you're the global leader is one thing, but we've changed over 1 million lives in 6 continents. That feels pretty global to me. Our global headquarters are in Carmel, Indiana, outside of Indianapolis. We have a one-of-a-kind innovation lab on property where we work on new designs and ideas, some that come to market and some that never leave the lab. It's a great place for some of our engineers to try new things, be creative, and find new solutions for our customers. Next is our North America manufacturing in beautiful Winamac, Indiana. This is where I'm from, so I'm very passionate about this team there. This is our largest operation with over 1,000 employees, and this is where the magic happens. Winamac is where Ralph founded the company and where we still produce all of our wheelchair lifts and wheelchair accessible vehicles. Next is our great partner, United Access. United Access represents nearly 45 different retail locations across the country for BraunAbility out of our 280 dealers nationwide. We partnered with United Access in 2017 to help support our growing dealer channel. Next is our office in Fort Lauderdale, where Qstraight is located. Qstraight is the global leader in wheelchair securement systems, so it only made sense to partner with them a few years back. And finally, our European headquarters in Sweden. In this office, where we help all of Europe with their accessibility needs. So now let's talk a little bit about our vehicles and how we support different customer needs. Every customer is unique and faces different challenges, but at BraunAbility, we've built a very diverse lineup of solutions to match those needs. We offer both minivans and SUVs with side entry ramps and rear entry ramps. Some are fold out, some are in floor. We even have some manual ramp options available for the right situations. At a high level, our process is pretty remarkable. I mean, think about it. We take a brand new vehicle, we remove the original floor, cut it out, install a brand new floor that's lowered, and this vehicle goes down our 21-step assembly line. In a couple days, you've got a full wheelchair accessible vehicle. If you haven't seen it before, I'd highly recommend our How It's Made video on YouTube. I know Monique is including a link to that at the end of the presentation as well. Right now, we're converting 3 vans, Toyota, Chrysler, and Honda. On the Toyota Sienna and the Pacifica, we offer both in-floor and fold-out rear entry, side entry options along with rear entry. On the Honda Odyssey, we have an in-floor ramp model. And a little later, I'm going to give you a sneak preview of our newest product, the Chevy Traverse. Now let's talk about our mobility seating solutions. As Mary mentioned earlier, in addition to wheelchair accessible vehicles, we also offer a full line of mobility seating solutions. Our Tourney Evo seat can be installed in many different types of vehicles. It's designed to rotate out and lower outside the vehicle, allowing our customers to transfer into a seated position externally, often at a much lower cost than a lowered floor vehicle. We found this is a great solution for families with children or caretakers to help them transfer into their vehicle. To help with the selection, we have a great configurator on our website that shows the various Tourney options for different vehicles out there. We're currently in the process of adding more 2026 model year applications to our Tourney application guide, so our coverage will continue to grow. In addition, we have a transfer seat base that can be added to our side entry wheelchair accessible vehicles. This allows for an internal transfer, helping users move from their wheelchair to the original driver or front passenger seat more safely and independently. Now I'd like to highlight one of the greatest strengths that we offer, our dealer network. We have the largest mobility dealer network in the US with over 280 dealerships nationwide with coverage in all 50 states. One of the best things a customer can do is connect with their local BraunAbility dealership and build a relationship with for both sales and service of all things mobility. As I mentioned earlier, we manufacture a wide range of conversions. These are not a one-size-fits-all solution. This is where your local mobility dealer becomes so important. They provide a mobility consultation and help match you with the right vehicle and configuration for your specific needs. They'll also assist in additional adaptive equipment needed to get someone safely on the road, things like hand controls, transfer seat bases, or specialized wheelchair securement systems. At BraunAbility, we offer our own financing, and the local dealer can help customers access to that, as well as point them towards some potential local funding resources. Now, I'm in sales and I love our sales team in the field, but let's be honest, the service department is every bit as important. And some might even say it's more important at the dealership. United Access, along with the rest of our dealer channel, has skilled service technicians who are required to certify at BraunAbility every 60 days to have specialized training through NMETA, as mentioned earlier. All BraunAbility dealers are going to provide a 24/7 emergency support for those tough situations when things might go wrong. United Access is a great partner for us. They serve as your local advocate and work closely with as many organizations that support the disability community in your area. So survey results are in. Next slide, I think. I love this slide. We surveyed technicians all over the industry, the people who know our products the best. They voted BraunAbility the most trusted brand in mobility at over 15-1 over our nearest competition. Through our products and people, Braun delivers on our purpose to create a more accessible, inclusive world. Our products represent the highest standard in quality and safety in the mobility industry. That's our brand promise built to trust. When it comes to mobility vehicles, we're ranked #1 in several key categories: overall quality, service, value, and our favorite metric, most likely to recommend. So now you might be thinking, where can I actually see and experience these products? Well, if you're fortunate enough to live near an Abilities Expo, that's my top recommendation. Attend one, come visit us in our booth. It's a great way to see our products up close, talk with our team. You'll probably even see me at one of those expos. You can visit abilities.com to find an event near you. I've listed some of the cities on this slide. I've mentioned it already, but it's worth repeating. Building that relationship with your local dealer is incredibly important. You can connect with them online, through their website, social media, or visit them in person. Many dealers are even hosting open houses or sales events throughout the year. I know United Access had a week-long sales event in October across all their locations, as Mary mentioned. Every United Access store has a showroom with a BraunAbility vehicle on display that you can explore, sit in, take for a test drive. And referencing back to one of Mary's points earlier, if you're still on the fence, all of these locations are going to offer a rental. So you can book a vehicle for a weekend and see what it can do to fit into your daily life. If you need help finding the nearest United Access location, you can head to BraunAbility.com and use our dealer locator to connect with them at their closest store. Okay, now let's talk about some 2026 product updates and some improvements. Next slide. First one is going to be innovation. Wait for the next slide. There it is. First off is innovation. I wanted to highlight just a couple of the newest innovative product features that are the heart of what we offer, because it's not just about convenience, it's about safety. So one of our latest safety innovations is the Wayfinder light. We've recently added integrated lighting directly into the ramps to help you guide as you enter and exit the vehicle in low light or nighttime conditions. This feature is currently available on Honda, Toyota, and Chrysler side entry products. Another key innovation is BraunAbility Smart Suite Plus, which will be rolling out on select 2025 and all new 26 models. Smart Suite Plus allows us to track ramp cycles, door cycles, and log any system failures. We've heard this story before. The customer comes in and says the door opened, but the ramp didn't come out. And by the time it gets to the dealer, it works fine, and it's really hard to replicate. Well, with Smart Suite Plus, the failures are now recorded, which means your dealer has a clear history to work from and a much better chance to find the root cause and get you back on the road. On top of that, the software gives our dealer technicians a guided roadmap for repairs. So when an error code is stored, it directs that technician to a specific area to inspect and test, again, with the goal of resolving issues faster and minimizing downtime for you. So now I want to share a very exciting addition to our lineup, the upcoming Chevy Traverse by BraunAbility. This vehicle aligns perfectly with our mission and gives us a new way to serve customers who want an accessible vehicle but don't necessarily want a minivan. It's our first step in building a new product category for those customers that prefer an SUV feel and look. And I should mention, for those country music fans, you may have seen GM and BraunAbility partner last month to introduce the new Traverse and present the first one to a retired U.S. Army Sergeant, Nick Culture, during the annual CMA Awards in Nashville on NBC. This is a huge milestone for our industry and our strong partnership with GM. So through this great partnership, we've developed an industry-first mobility prep package that includes an OEM extended wiring harness and removal of mid-row seats and carpeting at the factory level. This will significantly reduce waste and streamline our conversion process at BraunAbility. We've also improved the door operation from the previous generation, making it smoother and more reliable. Inside, there's major OEM interior upgrades compared to the previous generation. One important change is GM moving the shifter from the center console to the steering column. This freed up a ton of valuable real estate between the front seats. And we've used that to now integrate a nice new pull-out cup holder that was directly inspired by voice of customer feedback. We're also introducing a new service indicator light, so customers will know when it's time to bring the system in for maintenance. We're currently targeting a Q1 production of this product. If you'd like to stay informed or get closer to launch, visit BraunAbility.com or UnitedAccess.com, sign up to receive key updates on this new product. Let's begin to wrap up today by talking about what else is new for 26. So first, if you're currently in the market, I feel like I owe it justice to talk about some current deals we're running this holiday season. So we have some great incentives on remaining 2025 models. You can see most up-to-date offers on our website at BraunAbility.com or by contacting your local dealer. So looking ahead to some model year 26 changes. So the 2026 Toyota Sienna is estimated for release in February. This was a little later model changeover for Toyota, but we're on track for, everything's on track for that earlier timing. The only major change is we are changing from the Platinum package to the limited trim in 2026. Okay, now talking about the Chrysler Pacifica, we are targeting a similar release in February. Not a lot of changes to the conversion, but big news, we were able to bring back a really popular package called the S package, is an appearance package. Many of our customers have been asking me for this. We also added 2 new colors, hydro blue and olive green, to the fold. Now, the 2026 Honda was actually our first 2026 release back in October. It's already in dealer showrooms, so you can go check that out and experience that today on your own. Further down the calendar, we will be rolling out a massive upgrade to our Tourney Evo product. We are labeling it Tourney X. As a reminder, this is that seat that rotates and comes out of the side of the vehicle to help with that external transfer we've talked about earlier. So the new Tourney X will be a little bit lower profile, which will increase compatibility with more OEM seats. We've also increased the operating speed by about 10% to help you get in and out of the vehicle safely and a little bit quicker. So I'd like to close by saying a special thank you again to Monique and Mary for inviting me to be a part of this webinar and give me the chance to share a little bit about BraunAbility and what's going on. On this slide, you'll see a great team photo from our most recent NAMITA conference in Kansas City. It's a great snapshot of just a few of the people that work behind the scenes and do the work that we do. We've got boots on the ground all over the US to support our dealers and meet the unique needs of each of our customers. So if you have any questions or ideas or suggestions after today, feel free to email me directly. I'm always happy to help, and I love getting feedback from the field. It makes us, improves our quality, improves our product ideas. We also have a digital product guide you can access by scanning that QR code on the screen. I really recommend bookmarking this. It's a live link. Any updates that we make to changes to a chassis package, to a conversion, to a dimension, to a seating application, they all get updated on that same link. So would encourage you to bookmark that. Now with that, I will go ahead and get to some pre-submitted questions that we had. I appreciate